Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be telling you my story and how I got into dolls and AGTube. Welcome to Draw My Life! Let's start with the basics. Hi, I'm Kaylee, nice to meet you. What do? I make American Girl stop motion videos on YouTube. How long have I been doing this? Do you want the long version or the... What am I talking about? Of course you want the long version, that's why you're here. Let's begin, shall we? When my sister Brianna and I were little, we loved playing Barbies, Polly Pockets, and Lila's Pet Shops together. She would read a Nancy Drew or Three Investigators book and then make a plot line that we would play out together with our Barbies. I often claimed that I couldn't play without her because she made up all the stories. Thankfully, once I got older, my creative juices kicked in and I was able to contribute to the game. I can't remember the exact order of the events that took place. I may have seen an American Girl doll for the first time in a catalog at my friend's house. I also remember that my older cousins sometimes played American Girl games on the computer when we were at my Nana and Grandpa's house. That was the first time I saw the website and I loved playing the games. My sister and I spent hours playing them. She got to play for half an hour while I watched her, and then we'd switch and I'd take control of the mouse. The first time we saw a doll in person was at Christmas play practice. One of our friends brought her Gwen doll and we thought she was so cool. Because we live in Canada though, there was a Canadian fee on top of shipping, so American Girl dolls were way more expensive than in the States. So my sister and I set our sights on Mapalia dolls. We asked our parents for them, but my mom said they were still a little too expensive. Instead, on Christmas Day 2009, my sister and I were each given a Sears doll. I named mine Katie and she named hers Angela. We loved them so much. We were now able to play with our other friends who had our generation dolls and American Girls. We made up crazy stories and made mini doll books for our dolls to read. My parents got both of us doll-sized beds from IKEA and we set them up, each in their own corner of our room. In 2011, Kanani Akina became the new girl of the year. I fell in love with her and started saving my allowance at once so I could get her. My sister saved hers for Holly, number 37. In December 2011, they arrived in the mail. I still remember my mom calling up the stairs to us that our parcel had arrived. We both knew what she meant immediately and ran down the stairs to meet our American Girl dolls. I was ecstatic and absolutely loved Kanani. Unfortunately, I was not very good at hair care and hers turned into a matted mess. I was able to fix it eventually, but I had to chop off the frizzy ends and her part has never been quite the same. Also that year, my sister got her first iPod Touch, so we started making silly recordings and videos of our dolls. Around the same time, my sister found Basil Mentos on YouTube. The first video she showed me was called April Fools, and I was fascinated by it. Pretty soon we found Aquila 1998, Girl of the Year Studios, and many others. At the time, I was more interested in watching them than trying to figure out how to make stop motions. My sister, however, watched a video on how to make one and used her point-and-shoot camera plus some books for a tripod to make her very first stop motion. It was just her doll lifting her arms up and then dropping them down, but I thought it was the coolest. Over the next few years, we acquired more dolls and enjoyed making little videos together. My sister would edit them on iMovie 9 while I watched closely. Soon, I was making videos of my own using my point-and-shoot and my mom's mini palm-sized tripod balanced on top of a stack of books. That summer, my sister, cousin, and I made an AG Live movie together. It was hilariously bad, but we were so proud of it. It still brings back really fond memories for me. I desperately wanted my own YouTube channel so that I could share my videos and be like the other AGTubers. I asked my dad about it, and he helped me create my channel at the beginning of 2014. It was a private channel that was called Kaylee's Creations. No one could see any of my videos unless I sent them a link personally. I only uploaded one video, which was a music video of the song I Don't Dance from High School Musical 2 that I filmed on my phone using VideoStar. I used a mini doll in it instead of my 18-inch dolls, and it wasn't stop motion at all. After that, I promptly forgot about it. I still made videos and even made up the name Emerald AG just in case I ever got a real public channel. I don't know when the name first came to me, but I remember filming an intro for it and pretending I was a YouTuber. I even did a stop motion project for a project fair and had an iPad playing my stop motions on it for people to watch. I was very proud when my station became crowded with kids who wanted to see my videos. A lovely lady from my electives program started a doll clothes sewing class, and my sister and I were quick to sign up. That class was my all-time favorite and one I always looked forward to every week. My friends and I would bring our dolls with us and have them sit in an unoccupied chair for a little visit while we sewed. Many of the clothing pieces I use in my stop motions are ones I sewed in that class. Quite a few were also made by the teacher of the class. She made remarkable pieces and was very generous with her pricing. I took her class probably 4+ times and loved every minute of it, even if sewing was frustrating at times. Also around that time, I was scouring the house for a place to build a dollhouse. My sister and I ended up convincing our parents to let us build one in my closet. It had 3 floors, a basement, a kitchen, and the boy doll's room. I finally had a place to film proper doll videos. But how could I share them? On the 23rd of September 2015, on the way home from youth group, my dad randomly brought up my YouTube channel and asked if I wanted it to be public. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited. We set it up that very Saturday, September 26th, 2015. I uploaded my first video as Emerald AG. It was just a video of Katie tied to a rope while my sister, brother, and I threw her off the banister and watched her swing around. My family all subscribed, and my mom printed business cards for me. When I told my friends, they were equally excited and very supportive of my new endeavor. The first few videos I uploaded starred Katie, my Sears doll, and her cooking escapades. I use the term cooking in the loosest possible sense. They were called Cooking with Katie. They weren't very good, but surprisingly, they were favorites of a few of my friends and family members. I remember waking up one day and finding that my 15 subscribers had turned into 32. I was ecstatic. I made a dollhouse tour right away to celebrate 20+ subscribers. That was when I decided to make a season 2 of my previous short series called Pirates of the Plains. This was one of the first times I actually wrote a script instead of just winging it. I used to just film something and then try to record all the lines before I forgot anything. Unfortunately, I usually forgot some line or other and had to figure something new out. So a script was definitely a revolutionary idea for me. Fun fact, I actually bought Leah Clark, aka Autumn, specifically for the role of Regan in my series. When I write scripts, I usually have to cast parts first so I can keep them in mind while I'm writing. For some reason, whenever I wrote a line for Regan, I thought of Leah Clark. So in April 2016, I went to the American Girl store and bought her. After I finished filming Pirates of the Plains, I realized that she needed a name. I'd gotten so used to calling her Regan that it was hard to think of her being called anything else. I didn't want her character to become who she really was, so I finally settled on Autumn. I'm actually really happy that I did because I think it fits her better. As the months progressed, I made more and more videos, started filming with my cousins, and got over 100 subscribers. Near the end of 2016, I started writing the script for another video that involved me buying a doll. I ordered a blue wig and planned to customize her when I got her. She was given to me for my birthday and I named her Gemma. I began filming very soon after. It was a movie inspired by Gordon Corman's Who is Bugs Potter, that I called Who is Ray Payson. I finished editing it right before my family and I left on vacation to Florida to visit my grandpa in May of 2017. Little did I know when I pushed that schedule upload button what was in store. The video uploaded while we were in Florida, and I remember checking my computer and being shocked by the flood of likes and comments. It was at 500 views already, which blew my mind. To this day, I continue to get comments on it, and as of September 23rd, 2020, it has over 310,000 views. That video is how a lot of you found my channel in the first place. In June of 2017, my channel hit 900 subscribers. I never thought I would even have 100, much less almost 1,000. And by May 2018, I had 3,000. I released my first summer series that year and ended up moving from Toronto to Montreal in fall. We had more space in the new house, so my parents and I were able to build a bigger doll house. My dad did all the figuring, wood cutting, and construction, and my mom helped with the interior decorating. It turned out even better than I ever could have imagined. In March 2019, I introduced a new doll, Jasper. Jasper's been a pretty big part of my channel since. In fact, I'm pretty sure she's my brother's favorite, and a bunch of you have told me that she's yours. I don't know what it is about her, but I never find it hard to get into character when voicing her. I tend to think there's a little Jasper in everyone. That very May, I began work on a stop-motion series I called Test Subject Number 33. It was probably the biggest, craziest idea for a stop-motion I've ever had. When I was nearing the end of the script writing phase, I would lay awake at night wondering how I was going to make the visual effects work. I worked almost every day on it from sunrise to sunset until I left for vacation in mid-July. When I got back in August, I finally finished it and uploaded the last episode. It was by far the hardest I have ever worked on a series. Fast forward to now, September 2020. I wrote, filmed, and uploaded the sequel to Who is Ray Payson? Ray Payson Identity. It took almost as long as test subject number 33, and it is just as rewarding. Everybody has been so supportive, and I can't thank you all enough. I started this channel exactly 5 years ago today, on September 26th, 2015. I was just a little girl with a couple of dolls and a point-and-shoot camera, but here I am, 5 years later, a high school graduate and owner of Emerald AG on YouTube that has over 4,000 amazing subscribers. Thank you all so much for staying with me and letting me be a part of your lives. Whether it's been a day, a week, a year, or 5 years that you've been watching me. I also want to thank my family and friends who have all been so amazing and supportive over the years. I seriously couldn't have done this without you. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed hearing my story. See you soon. Bye!